Hi Aquarius, this is Jody with Soul Purpose Tarot, here to do your January 2019 reading. I am in Carmel, Indiana. I am a Libra Sun, Capricorn Rising, Sagittarius Moon. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're old, then you know how I normally do this. I pull 4, 5, 6 tarot cards, however many want to come out. Then look at it to see if we're talking about life or love, career, health, or whatever. And clarify with some different oracle cards and find out what advice the universe has for you during this time. So let's see what is coming out for you guys. So a whole bunch of cards. 4, we'll take them. Queen of Cups in reverse, Ace of Pentacles in reverse, the World card, Pentacles, Princess of Pentacles, or Page of Pentacles. Okay. Let's get 1 or 2 more out here. I want one more. You're keeping something to yourself. You're keeping some emotions to yourself. And I feel like you are wanting to have a new beginning when it comes to perhaps a new job, but you're afraid to say anything. You're not feeling fulfilled. If I can spit that out. And the World card came out, so let's see. Princess of Pentacles. All right, let's see. So, Queen of Cups, you've got something to say, but at this point in time, you're not saying it. I feel like you're keeping some emotions to yourself and burying them. I feel like you would like to have a new beginning when it comes to work, money, something, but that makes me feel like you're afraid to say something to maybe your boss, maybe your husband, afraid to say something to important people in your life about this change that you would like to make. It's kind of like it's been brewing in the back of your head. And this is not the Wheel of Fortune. This is the World card, which is an end of a cycle, but I also feel like this could also be the Wheel of Fortune, and you're just like, you're ready to turn over a new leaf. You're ready to make a big, major change in your life. You've been here for a long, long time. You want to make this change, start a new cycle, the beginning of something new when it comes to probably work or money or finances or something, but what's holding you back is the fear of change, the fear of making people upset with you, the fear of, I just feel like you're afraid. Fear is just holding you back from making these changes. But the 3 of Wands is where you want to go, which is like you see other options out there and you want to move on to that thing. It's just there's a lot of emotions involved that's holding you back from doing this. I'm going to do a mixed emotions and see what comes up from this. Because this does feel like you want to do something, but you've got some blocks. So what emotional blocks are we working with currently? What emotional blocks is Aquarius working with currently? And then we'll figure out where to go. What emotional blocks are you dealing? You feel trapped. Perhaps you make a lot of money where you're working and you don't feel like you can leave that job because you need the money, so you feel a little trapped with that. This kind of came up sideways, and it's like you're grateful for the job that you have. You don't hate the job that you have. You just feel like it's time to move on. Like I said, even though the World card is there, I feel like it could just as easily be the Wheel of Fortune, and you're just ready to move in a different direction. Emotions that we're working with, you're excited about the thought of something different, and you're trusting that this will all work itself out the way it's supposed to, which is a good way to think about that, because that's why I'm like, I'm not feeling a lot of anxiety about it. I feel like any anxiety you have is more about the angst that you're going to cause other people, not the angst that you're causing you. It's not like an urgent matter or anything. It's just this thing that's been brewing in the back of your mind for a while. So you're just right now, there's other people that you are putting in place of, in front of you, and your wishes is the feeling that I have for that. Hateful. The opposite of hateful would be loving. I don't know. I think loving, your feeling, I don't know. Confident. You're not feeling very confident that this... Okay, so let's think about this. I think that's one of the reasons you're not completely confident in your leaving and changing and moving. It's just kind of in the beginning processes. Okay, so it's kind of like the straw hasn't broke the camel's back yet. You haven't gotten to that point of, I can't do this anymore. It's just the starting of the thinking of wanting to make a change, needing to make a change. But at this point in time, I feel like here is you and here is the change. And there's all these people in between that you're taking into consideration. This is going to affect this person. This is going to affect this person. This is going to affect this person. And you're worried about all of these other people out in front of you and not putting yourself first at this point in time. So you're making small steps, but it's coming. I'm just going to say it's coming. And sometimes you feel a little hopeless about this because you're kind of like, I want to do this. I kind of need to do this, but I'm afraid to do this. So I'm sorry. That's kind of I guess the good news is it's not an urgent matter that has to be dealt with right at the moment. But I will tell you this, if it is coming down the pike and your higher self or your soul or your guides are starting to chatter at you about making moves, there's a reason, and it's only going to get worse as time goes by. The chatter gets louder, the tapping gets harder, faster, quicker, if it is something that has to do with soul growth. Because the universe will give you lots and lots of warnings, and then if you ignore those warnings, there will come a time when the universe just basically rips the rug out from underneath of you, or the Band-Aid off, or whatever, and says, all right, we tried to get you to make this move a long time ago. We tried to get you to do this forward movement, and you didn't want to do it, and now you're out of options, and so we're going to make it happen for you. And then the choice is no longer yours. And sometimes that's what happens, you know. Sometimes you get to make the decision on your own, and sometimes the universe makes the decision for you. Usually if the decision is made for you, it's a lot more painful. than if you make it yourself. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so let me think. Let's get some numerology cards and see what else does the universe have to say about this impending change that is coming up. Tell me what other information the Aquarius people need to know about this upcoming change. It is going to affect your love partnership. I feel the completion came up, but it's not a major completion. So it's the start of something, but it's not like it's, I don't know. Let me keep going with this and see where it takes me. What other information can we give the Aquarians about this potential change that is coming up? Time out. So I'm thinking it was kind of in the reverse position. If it was something urgent, I would say journal, write it out, ask your guides or whatever to get the answer, because you need the answer right now. But like I said, I'm feeling like this is not an urgent matter. This is just kind of like there's a little bit of a tapping going on. Hey, you need to pay attention to this just every once in a while. And then eventually it's going to get to a, hey, you need to pay attention to this. So when that time comes and you need to make a decision, then you need to go within. I hope this is making sense. Relationship change. So it's going to change some sort of a relationship. It's going to change a relationship with your work. Maybe it's going to change the relationship with your kids, your spouse, anybody that's in your life. It's going to change the relationship. But the main thing is it's going to change the relationship that you have with yourself, because you're going to start putting yourself first instead of all the other people in between you, and put yourself in like the priority position. Abundance. I think they're saying that if you open yourself up, the universe has abundance waiting for you, but you have to let them in. They're trying to set you up for abundance. You just need to let them in so they can give it to you. I'm going to do my sacred power cards next and see what there's one. The animal kingdom. When I see the bear on there, it always makes me think, be strong. You're stronger than you think you are. Let's do that one. Communication. So if there's anybody that you need to communicate with and tell them about the rumblings that are going on, maybe that's what you're afraid of, is just having the conversation with somebody about, I'm starting to not be happy, and maybe you've got a trusted friend that you can start having some of these conversations with and communicate with, and just start talking it out, the pros and cons and whatever that need to be discussed about making a change. Always go to source. That's where you're going to get your best answers at. Okay, so let me say this. Usually I am preaching, go within, and don't listen to other people in your life about things, because normally they're going to give you advice that is best for them, not necessarily best for you. In this case, because it's not an urgent matter and you're just trying to bounce some stuff off, I feel like you're all up in your head and you can't kind of hear things. And so in this case, I do feel like having conversations with other people that might be in your same similar situation might be beneficial, or that have been in your situation, and just say, I'm thinking about doing blah, 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 but, you know, this is what I'm giving up, this is what I'm getting, but it feels like a kind of an even trade, and that's why it's so wishy-washy with you. It's not like a clear, I've got to get out of here. I feel like I don't know if I'm making sense or not. Unconditional love for yourself always comes in. And protection. So regardless of what decision you make, you are protected, divinely protected. And at this point in time, again, it's your decision to do what you want to do. It is not going to make or break your life at this moment in time. But I feel like for whatever reason, you're getting dissatisfied with this, and you're thinking the grass could be greener over on the other side. And I think that's where you're waffling at, is you always hear people say the grass is not always greener on the other side. And one of the things that I grew up with when I was a kid is, don't jump out of the frying pan into the fire. And I feel like that's kind of where you're at. It's kind of like, I kind of have a good thing going here, but I'm kind of not happy here anymore. And I'm afraid that if I leave this, I'm going to give up this. And, and so you're kind of like trying to figure out, is there something else that will be a better fit for you? Probably so. So I guess what you need to do is ask your guides for some assistance and find out what they have to say, or have them show you the way or whatever, so you can make that decision. Or make whatever is making you unhappy in this present situation, figure out how to resolve that. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, hopefully middle of January we'll have some more definitive thoughts on what's going on here and what decision that you have to make about moving or leaving or changing a job. Perhaps it's changing something. What are you guys changing? That's what I want to know. If you know what you're changing, let me know. Anyway, I will see you guys middle of January. Have a great first of the year. Bye.